Hello there, thank you for watching once again. My name is Mustafa Murphy Mubarak. You can call me Kofi Murphy for short. This is Wisdom Formula, and you always know that here we believe everything is possible once you have the formula to convert your knowledge into wisdom. A few months back, I decided to live simple, and this means I was really cautious about the things I bring into my life, as I was trying as much as I can to minimize the things that I consume into my life. This lifestyle is called a minimalism lifestyle. Minimalist, when you talk of minimalism, it means living with less, just as the name goes. I got to know about minimalism from two guys called Joshua Milburn and Ryan Nicodemus. These two guys said minimalism is not just living with less, it's living more fully with less need for stuff. So they say before you buy anything, you have to ask yourself two questions. One, you have to ask yourself, is this thing I'm buying going to serve any meaningful purpose in my life? And two, is it going to bring me joy? And if this item you're going to buy will qualify these two questions or will answer this question positively, then you have to buy this thing into your life. I'm going to guide you through some simple steps into how you can minimize your lifestyle and start living a more material-free lifestyle. Me deciding to be a minimalist means I wear less clothes, and not just clothes, but then I use almost less of everything. So if you want to start living a more simple and material-free lifestyle, one, you have to get rid of the things you are not using. There are a lot of things in our life that we've kept for a very long time and we don't use. And I think one of the best ways to start living a more simple life is to just start by getting rid of the things that you have kept for over a time and you are not using, and you don't even think you are going to use it anytime sooner. So you can just get rid of it by one, selling it, two, trashing it away, or three, gifting it to somebody, and it may serve a purpose in somebody's life. So just go through your items, all the things that you think you are not using, you can just get rid of them and just pay attention to the remaining, and that will assist you to know what is really important around you. Number two, get rid of the duplicates. There are a lot of things that can replace each other in our life. For example, a black shoe can replace a black shoe. I mean, why would you have 3 or 2 black shoes when one can do the job? There are a lot of things that we are having to. Sometimes we just have to define our life to know how many of these things we will likely need in our life. And anything that comes twice or is a duplicate in our life, we just have to get rid of it. It just cuts across everywhere. You can think around. Sometimes petty things like brush. There have been a couple of times when I own more than just one brush. You don't need to have 2 brushes at the same time. Not just brush, but then there's a lot of things that we are having to, and you can just get away of the duplicates to make more space and be more conscious of the things that we consume. Number 3, don't clutter. Before I even became a minimalist, clutter didn't have its way in my own life. But then, who would like to live in a cluttered environment? Everybody loves to live in a clean and clutter-free environment. So one of the ways you can start living very simple is to make sure that you put things in the right order. You arrange things in a way that there wouldn't be any items clutter at the spaces. You know, a cluttered space is a cluttered mind. The more you free your space of cluttering, or you clean your place and arrange things in order, it have a reverse impact on you, and you also tend to have a clear mind and start to live a more simple and material-free lifestyle. Number 4, travel with less stuff. Before I became a minimalist, I actually didn't think much about this. Sometimes people travel with a huge luggage that they wouldn't need over the days that they are going to spend. They just think that they may need it. And mind you, the more you travel with these things, then you'll find ways to use them. But then if you travel lightly, then you also know how to manage the less you send around, and then you come back just as you had if you had sent a lot of things. Before I became a minimalist, I would barely travel with just a few stuff. But then when I became a minimalist, I can even travel with just 3 t-shirts and 1 pair of jeans. And surprisingly, at the beginning it might seem a bit difficult, but once you keep doing it over and over, then it becomes very easy and comfortable for you. You have to travel very lightly. Remember, you are not going to stay there forever. You are not moving. You are traveling. You'll be back. So make sure you send only the things that are very, very essential, and all the things that you don't deem too essential to your travel, you don't have to go along with it. So first of all, when you are packing your things, you have to ask yourself, how long am I going to spend in this travel? What is the purpose of my travel? These two questions will guide you to choose carefully the item that you really need for the traveling. Number 5, don't overpack your stomach. Minimalism don't just talk about living with less stuff. It also have to do with packing your body with less. Packing your body with a lot of food can bring a lot of health issues like obesity, among others, and even it's not too comfortable to pack yourself with too much food. So just know exactly how much is sufficient for you and don't overdo it. In most cases, the things that we are supposed to take more is water, not food. So you have to just know that when you are trying to simplify your life, one of the angles that you can also look at is how much food you put into your body. You have to eat as less as possible as you can. It could be more frequent, like you can eat 5 times, 4 times a day, but then in minimum quantity at a time. It saves you a lot of stress. It gives your stomach less work to do. So when it comes to packing the body, make sure you do it nonetheless. Number 6, narrow down your options. You have to minimize your options as best as you can. It's very easy to choose from 3 items than to choose from, let's say, 10 items. So when you are going to just decide on the things that you are going to need or make a decision, let's say you are going to think of a clothes to buy, you just have to make sure that you know the purpose or the reason why you are buying the clothes and minimize your options to just a few of them so that it will be easy for you to choose. Just imagine when you are going out in a day and you open your wardrobe full of clothes, it becomes very difficult for you to even choose which of the clothes to wear, and you end up spending about 30 precious minutes just on wearing 2 pairs of clothes. In my case, before I became a minimalist, I had a chunk of junk clothes in my wardrobe, but then since I've been a minimalist now, I only settled on 3 colors, that is black, white and ash. So normally the color I wear is ash, so it literally takes me less than 5 minutes to just dress up and pack myself out. So I spend very, very less time because I have only 3 options to choose from in the morning, and I literally don't even think about it. I just wake up, dress up, less than 5 minutes, I'm off. So you have to minimize your options as possible as you can. It doesn't just have to do with clothes. Anything that have to do with material, when it's coming into your life, you have to be very careful and you have to limit the options as best as you can. So these are 6 simple ways I think can help you minimize and start living a simple life. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel by clicking the subscribe button, and you also have to click the notification button so it will remind you anytime I upload a good video like this, and it will also help YouTube to recommend me to others. I will really, really appreciate your support. Thank you so much for watching, and meet you sometime. Bye.